Hello and welcome back to How to Get a Divorce, a production of Collaborative Divorce Solutions of Orange County. Collaborative Divorce Solutions is dedicated to informing the public about out-of-court alternatives to traditional divorce. I'm Leslie Newman. I have with me in this segment today Judy Williams.
Hi.
Sherry D'Antoni.
Hi.
And Elizabeth Jones.
Thank you.
And you are also family law attorneys, correct?
That's right.
And also attorneys who have either made or are making the transition from advocate to peacemaker.
Mm-hmm. That's right. True.
Sherry, let's start with you.
Okay.
I know that you are still transitioning, and I think, in fact, collaborative practice is still a little bit new to you. What motivated you to go in that direction?
Well, I believe that I've always been a peacemaker, but I've never had the opportunity to really get involved in the collaborative process till recently. And I believe that's because the public is becoming more interested in looking at alternatives for divorce. And with the with the internet and the web pages and things like that, I think people are searching on the internet for alternatives to divorce. And I find a lot of people contacting me because they've seen my name in the Collaborative Divorce Solutions of Orange County's webpage. And I've been being contacted by those individuals. And right now I have approximately 3 people that I'm working with in the collaborative process.
That's wonderful. Elizabeth Jones, you've transitioned greatly into mediation and collaborative divorce. Was there anything in your personal experience which encouraged you to make that transition in your personal life?
Absolutely. I think I can call myself a litigated divorce survivor. And I've had the firsthand experience of watching how devastating litigation is to the people who are divorcing as well as to the children who are growing up in the home where there's such acrimony. I've also been able to see in my own practice the fact that people are fighting and forgetting that their children is what it's all about and making them the center of what's going on. And in collaborative and in mediation, you can make the best interests of the children the center focus of the process.
Judy Williams, you've pretty much transitioned into peacemaking. I think you hardly go to court anymore. Is that true?
That's right. That's my goal in life, not to go to court.
Why did you make that transition?
Well, I've been practicing family law for about 14 years, and I found that I really was never comfortable in the litigation mode. Litigation was very hard for me. It always tied my stomach in knots. I didn't sleep well. I worried about my clients. And when I would work with mediation clients, I felt like I was at home. I felt comfortable. I felt like that was really what I was meant to do.
Like you had arrived.
Exactly.
Have there been any changes at the courthouse? Sherry and Elizabeth, I know that you still go to court, that have made it more viable, more motivating for couples to want to stay out of court and not go there anymore? Anything you've seen recently?
Well, we're finding that the majority of people that are litigating cases now are people that are self-represented, which means they're representing themselves. And with that, the courts, the judges are not as patient as they are with people that are represented by counsel, because the self-represented individuals, they don't know what to do in the courtroom. They're scared. This is really, really important to them, and a lot of times they get to court and the court doesn't have time to hear their case. And there's a lot of anger, and in the hallway you can see the tension amongst the individuals that are there waiting for their case to be heard. Also with the furlough day, we have 1 furlough day a month, and we see that this backs the courts up. There's not a lot of time there's so many people that the court doesn't necessarily always have time to hear your case. And then your clients get all excited and nervous about their court date, and then sometimes it's continued out. So that's why the collaborative process is a much better way, because you have a definite time, you know what's going to happen, and you're in control of what goes on in the case.
Elizabeth Jones, as a woman and as a family law attorney, are there any special contributions which you bring to family law and family law peacemaking?
I think women in general are the peacemakers. Many of us who have raised our families have had to do a lot of peacemaking among the children, and we focus on win-win with our children. We don't want somebody to feel like they've lost out and been the loser in some kind of an argument. And in mediation and collaboration, that's what we're searching for. We're searching for an opportunity to have a win-win, that even if they don't get exactly what they want, the parents of the children walk away knowing that we've done the very best we can, so that nobody feels like they've lost and that somebody's walking away with a bitter taste in their mouth.
Judy, do you want to jump in to that same question?
Well, I would echo that. I believe that it's interesting that in our collaborative divorce group, there are many more women attorneys than there are men. I think there are certainly men who are good listeners, who are peacemakers at heart as well, but I think generally speaking, women are the ones who are the good listeners and who do help people solve problems peacefully.
Now, we're not trying to get down on the men.
No, we're not.
Let's be careful what we say here.
Exactly.
Sherry, do you have any thoughts about that same question, or perhaps about whether there have been other things that have led you to do this work? Like, I know that you're a woman of great faith, as you are, Judy, and you are, Elizabeth, as well.
Well, I teach a spiritual growth class at Mariners Church, and watching the women in my group, they all have a reason to work toward resolutions rather than creating problems. And I think that that's what collaborative law does. It creates solutions rather than creates problems. And I think coming from a spiritual standpoint, you can look at the totality of the circumstances and try to look what's best for the individuals rather than what's just best for you, which I think what happens in the litigated case.
Do you have any thoughts about that, Liz, as well?
I was just going to say that the litigated case brings out so much negativity. There's so much competition to see who's going to win, who's going to get to say the most to the judge, who's going to come out on top. And it isn't working for what's in the best interests of the family members. And I find that having a faith base of wanting to help bring peace and reconciliation to a family is helpful for people, and I get to be able to show them that it is possible that you can come out at the end without being enemies.
Is that true, Judy, that you can
Yes.
come out at the end of being friends instead of enemies in some of these out-of-court processes?
Absolutely. One of my favorite collaborative cases, I remember calling my client, who was the dad, and they had a 13-year-old daughter, and I called him one afternoon about 5 o'clock to ask him some question, and I said, "Is this a good time?" And he said, "Actually, it's not. My ex-wife is over here having dinner with us, and I don't think it's a good time for us to talk." So they were friendly enough that they could have dinner together with their teenage daughter, and that's the kind of goal that I think we set and that we succeed in.
Have you seen anything like that, Sherry, in your practice, that with any of your peaceful cases, be it mediation or collaborative divorce, that you see growth and you see a good transition in the family?
Well, most of my cases have been litigated cases, and rarely do you see the parties sitting down for dinner. But my hope is that with collaborative, that could be a really positive result of the collaborative process.
Well, welcome to the transition from advocate to peacemaker. I want to thank you so much for being on this program, How to Get a Divorce, and sharing about your transitions and why you made your transitions, and about the collaborative process. So thank you, Judy Williams.
Our
Thank you,
pleasure.
Sherry
Thank you.
D'Antoni.
Thank
you, Elizabeth Jones. This is How to Get a Divorce, a production of Collaborative Divorce Solutions. You can find out more about us by visiting our website, which is cdsoc.com. I'm Leslie Newman. I'm a family law attorney in Orange, and stay tuned. Thank you.